Welcome to the Brain Warrior. Hello, 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 and welcome. My goodness, it is so good to be here with you all. Look at these beautiful faces. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, as most of you would know, I am Suzana Mihailovic. I am the founder and owner of global success coaching company, Your Two Minds. I'm so excited to be here with you all. Just before we start, if you would like to turn your cameras off, that would be fantastic. If you want to do that, feel free to leave them on if you like. Just know that this is going to be a recorded session. So if you don't want your face on the recorded session, then just please feel free to turn your cameras off. So welcome. So many of you have been anticipating this moment. We certainly have. We certainly have. You are about to begin a journey of a lifetime. And I promise you, if you open up to every one of these sessions in the next 5 days, you are going to see some significant changes in your life. I promise you that. My team and I have been working in the background to create something really special for you all. And my team obviously includes the incredible Brian Proctor, who I know all of you are here waiting to meet, and Chris Murray. So you all know who Bob Proctor is. Brian Proctor is his son. Chris Murray, you may or may not have heard of Chris Murray. Chris, or you probably have met Chris Murray actually, because he's doing the coaching in the background while we do the teaching here on the screen with you all. So Chris Murray, I am absolutely honoured to have him on our team. He's in the session right now here. I saw him earlier. Chris Murray was basically Bob Proctor's right-hand man. So he worked with Bob Proctor for over 11 years when Bob was alive, and knows the Proctor family very well. So I'm absolutely honoured to be sharing this experience with the incredible Brian Proctor as well as Chris Murray. Welcome. This is about you, obviously. You are here for you. And as I mentioned, the next 5 days, we are going to have about 45 minutes a day where we are going to move you through a journey to greater success. So I want you to switch off from anything that has been happening in your life, anything that, that it might be on your mind right now, anything that might be bothering you, just leave it out the door for the next 45 minutes. And please just stay focused on the sessions, because I promise you, if you do that, you are going to experience some significant changes in your life. And that's what you're here for, right? That's what you're here for. So today, it's just Chris Murray and I. So I'll be on the screen. Chris is here in the Zoom with you all, in the meeting with you all. And tomorrow it will be the three of us. So Brian and I will be doing the teaching. Chris will be with us too. And like I said, Chris is your support person in the background. You could not have anyone better than Chris. So a bit of housekeeping before we start. Have you all received your workbook? I absolutely love this workbook. I went out to Officeworks, which is the equivalent of Staples for you in the US and Canada, and bound the workbook. If you haven't, could you please send my assistant Donne a message on admin@yourtwominds.com. So admin@yourtwominds.com, and we'll send you one of these, okay? Please print it out before the next session, okay? We are keeping this program simple, but with significant change. So I'd encourage you to complete the exercises in the workbook also. What do you get with the confidence code? Oh my God, so much value. You don't only get Bob Proctor's son, Brian, and myself, his top consultant, on a 5-session journey. You also get the workbook. You get 2 one-on-one sessions with the incredible Chris Murray. So take advantage of that. If you haven't booked your 15-minute goal setting session with Chris, please do that. Okay. You also get a proper coaching strategy session with Chris, which I encourage you all to wait until the end. Wait until Thursday, or book your session with Chris now for Thursday and Friday or Saturday, okay? Because what's going to happen is you're going to start to change. You're going to start to see some differences in your life as we progress with these sessions, if you're committed to them. I promise you, if you completely commit to the next 5 days, you are going to feel different. You are going to see a change in whatever it is that you've come here for, whether it's your business, and I know a lot of you are here because of your business, or whether it's your personal life, or both. You're going to start to experience some changes if you do the work. And a part of doing the work is making sure you have your one-on-one session with Chris. So as I've mentioned, he's worked with Bob for 11 years, and what he's going to be able to do is he might be able to highlight an area of your life that you haven't seen, or a block that you're not aware of. Okay, that's how highly skilled he is. So you get these sessions, you get your workbook, you get the one-on-one sessions with Chris. You also get a short course, which you would have received the link to. It's a 5-session course that I recorded a few years ago. So you might want to watch that too. You get a copy, an electronic copy of my book, Your Two Minds, and you also get access to a portal. So the portal is where we're going to put the recordings of these sessions. So as soon as this session is over, we'll upload it to the portal, and you'll have a recording of the session so that you can watch and rewatch and rewatch. Okay. We were absolutely thrilled how many people joined this program. Last night, they were just coming in to the last moment. Actually, my beautiful Angie from the US sent me a message saying her friend is joining also, just before we jumped on board. Okay, so we were absolutely just astonished how many of you joined. Thank you so much. Many of you can't be here live because you live in the UK, you're from all over the place. In fact, we've even got a surgeon, Dr. Pankaj, from India, from Mumbai, India. He's a client that joined us. So we have had people from the US, from Canada, from India, from the UK. Hello, Pamela. Hello, Alex. I believe you're both on today from the UK, from all parts of the UK, actually, Ireland, Scotland, England. And some of you have said you can't be on board. Some of you said you can't be on board because of work. That's okay. You'll get the recording. And of course, Australia and New Zealand. So we are a global workshop here. I also want to say hello to my dear friends from the Buyers Agent Institute. So many of you have joined. Welcome, everybody. Okay. So let's get started. Let's get started. So as I said, you are here for you. So use this time for you, okay? And just give me a hello in the chat box, just so I know who is here, because I can't see you. I've got the screen just on one screen. And tell me where you're from, just in case I have missed your city or your country. Hello, Johnny. Lovely to see you. Hello, Anna from the Gold Coast. Adelaide, hello. Hello, Deb. My God, so many of you. South Carolina, look at this. Joy from France, hello. Hello from Geelong, Jill. Hello, Slavica from Elwood. Lovely to see you. Hello. Another person from Adelaide. Hello, Alexis. Hello. Oh my God, so many of you. Cherie, hello. British Columbia, Canada. Hello. Sydney. You're originally from New Zealand, right? But in Sydney. Hello. Bali. Stephanie, so good to see you here. Welcome. So good to see you here. Okay, so chat in the chat box. Okay, so what we have learned from the past, number one, the people that show up, the people that are present, the people that do the work, see the results, and the people that come in 100%. So are you going to give your all to these sessions? Hello, my friend Tom from Michigan. So good to have you here. And I saw Pamela. Pamela, what time is it in the UK right now? So my question to you is, are you going to give yourself 100% in the next 5 days? That's all I ask. 45 minutes for the next 5 days. Are you all in? Are you all in? Give me a yes. Michelle says yes. 2:12 a.m. I think that is all in. If you're waking up at 2 o'clock a.m. to be here, you are all in. Yes, 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 yes. Hello, Tom. Lovely to see you. Yes, 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 yes. Fantastic. Okay. So all means showing up, being ready, doing the work, and connecting as a community. Because what we have seen in these 5-session courses that I've done previously, those that go all in, those that connect with community, bring up the vibration. And what that does, it helps you open up your mind to learning this information at a deeper level. Okay, so we've only got 5 days together, so let's make these 5 days count. I want every single one of you to remember these 5 days as the point where your life and your business has started to change. Okay, let's get into this. So why the confidence code? Why have Brian, Chris, and I decided to run the confidence code? I'll tell you why. Because in our field, we see a lot of professionals, most of which are entrepreneurs. Some are not, but most are entrepreneurs. And they are highly, highly, highly talented and highly gifted. We have the most incredible community at Your Two Minds. But what we see with people that are coming into our programs is they feel like they lack something. Even though they are gifted or talented, they feel like something is missing. So some of them do progress in their careers and get some pretty good results, but they feel like they're hiding. They feel like they're an imposter. And what that does, it prevents them from going further. It's like a glass ceiling, right? You know that you're talented. You know that you can have more. You know that you haven't been put on this planet just to exist. And I think every single one of you that are here live and that are watching this recording can relate. So you know deep down inside you that there is something that you're meant to be achieving. You probably know even what that is. Some of you might not, but I'd say the majority of you do. Yet you feel the frustration because for some reason your business or your life is not working out the way that you had planned to, the way that that deep burning desire would like you to. Some of you may have had a great career, a great profession, yet you feel secretly that there is a deep pain within you and a deep frustration because even though you've had a great career, you feel that you are somehow not worthy or somehow not enough. Well, I'd like to congratulate every single one of you for joining us. Because even though that is a shitty place to be, it's a great place to start. And you are showing up today for you. And that is the very first step. So I'd like to ask you, very first step, and you might want to start writing in your workbook if you like, or you might just want to start writing this out in front of you, in the paper in front of you. Why have you committed to doing this 5-session course? What is it about the confidence code that made you put $97, investment into it? What is it? Why are you here today? And you don't need to show anyone these answers. Okay, you might be feeling a little bit of shame, or you feel like it's a private issue you don't want to share with anyone, but I would really encourage you to write it down. You don't have to show anyone, okay? Because if we don't know where we are right now, if we're not willing to admit to ourselves where we are right now, how will we ever expect to change that? So the first step is understanding where you are now. So why have you committed to these 5 sessions, to the confidence code? What has brought you here? And my second question to you is, How do you currently feel about you? How do you feel about your achievements in your business, in your professional, in your life? You can choose both of those areas, all of those areas, or you could choose one and just solely focus on that in the next 5 days. How do you honestly feel when nobody is watching about yourself and your life and what you have achieved so far? Just write those down, those feelings down. And remember, if there is a little tiny bit of shame attached to that, the first step is to write it down and admit it. Okay. Some of you might not be feeling shame. Some of you might be feeling frustration. Some of you might be feeling a sense of pride, which is fantastic. And you're ready for the next big step. Some of you might be feeling like you are a success already. That is fantastic. And many of you might be feeling a sense of frustration, maybe a little bit of anger, maybe a little bit of shame. Anything that you feel right now, it is okay. And I know a lot of you men don't like talking about feelings, but let's do this in secret. Just write it down as the first step, because the first step to your change is to get it out of your body and onto the paper. And if there is even a little bit of feeling of shame, okay, we need to get that out too. Okay. And congratulations with whatever you're feeling. As you think about that, I just want to talk to you about imposter syndrome. So some of you have joined the confidence code because you can really relate to imposter syndrome. And some of you have joined because you know the great work that Brian, Chris, and I do, and you just want to apply it and keep growing. I know there are many, many Your Two Minds clients, many people from the Your Two Minds community that have joined us. And I welcome you all and I say hello to you all. And you guys have progressed, you've achieved so much. So some of you are probably here because you just want to keep growing and keep achieving the next level. But we wanted to highlight imposter syndrome because it is such a prevalent condition in today's society. And we see that with our high achieving clients before they come into our programs, they have some of the symptoms of imposter syndrome. In fact, KPMG wrote an article probably about 2 years ago saying that the most prevalent condition in professionals today, highly skilled professionals, leaders, even those that are starting out in business, is the symptoms of imposter syndrome. And they also said that it is, even though it's the most prevalent issue, it is the least talked about. So I am on a mission to get out there and make it the most talked about, because it's a horrible place to be. And I really know how that feels. I was in senior management for most of my career. I started in senior management in the helping professions when I was 26. And then I decided to jump and do what I really wanted to do, and that's what I'm doing now. And during that time, I was consistently being offered higher and higher roles, but yet the silent pain within me, because I was so young and everybody was so much older, was really, really daunting. You know, I carried it everywhere, took it home, felt like I just was not good enough just because I did not have the work experience or the age that my people in my team did. So for years and years, even though I was getting promotion after promotion, I was an unconscious competent. I felt terrible about myself. And I have a brother here that I grew up with. You know, I feel like we are related, Sasha Vasilkovich. Hi, Sasha, who's a highly skilled professional himself. And I think he would remember me, you know, as how I was really, really shy, although excelling at the same time. So I understand if you are experiencing any of these symptoms. I say that because I understand where you're at. Okay. Feelings of not being good enough, comparing yourself to other people, feeling like you're hiding from others, or feeling that you're just not confident. That you want to start this business that you've dreamt of, but for some reason, you're not like Suzana or Bob or Brian or Chris. Well, guess what? We have all been exactly where you're at. So the symptoms of imposter syndrome can include feelings of not being good enough, feelings that you're hiding, maybe some guilt, maybe some shame, okay? Low self-esteem and confidence, fear that you're not going to equate to the expectations of what business involves or what your clients want you to be. In the Buyer's Agent Institute, a common thing is that I'm not as good as them. I've never been in real estate. So this is what you might be experiencing. I want to be a coach, but I'm not good as Suzana or Brian or Chris. I've never been in business. One of the things that I had when I started in business was, well, I've never been in business. So it took me about 18 months to get over this. I don't want you to spend decades. I don't want you to spend 18 months, 5 sessions, and we can start breaking through. Okay, so let's continue. So the 4 building blocks, whether you're experiencing the symptoms of imposter syndrome or you're here because you're ready for your next level of success. I think all of us are ready for our next level of success. Would I be right? Who's ready? Who's ready for a quantum leap? Who's ready for the next big step? Who's ready for their big goal to be realized? Joy. Yes, joy is definitely me. Ready, ready, ready. Okay, that is fantastic. Cherie, hello, Cherie. Tom, yes. Okay. Anna, yes. Yes, yes, yes. You all are. Absolutely. Yes, go. Absolutely. That's why you're all here. So the thing that I have learnt is success, and you've all seen my journey, right? And success requires some simple steps that you put in daily and consistently, okay? Now, what we're going to share with you is simple, but it is not easy. It is not easy. And it's not easy. You're going to learn from Brian tomorrow. And it's not easy because it's embedded deep in your subconscious mind. And Brian's going to go into your marvelous mind tomorrow. You're going to learn so much about yourself. And we're going to go quite deep with that. So even though all of you comprehend, understand all of the information that we're going to give you, okay, you're all very, very intelligent. We don't really want you to understand it. We don't want you to accumulate information because accumulating information is not going to get you results. We want transformation. So what I've learnt in my incredible career, what I've learnt is success. There are many building blocks to success. But if we wanted to get to the core basics, there are 4. Number 1, a very clear vision of where you're going. What is it that you want? What is it that you want? So earlier in this session, we touched upon where you're at. We're going to let that go. Now, when you start to understand your mind and why it's so important to have an absolutely clear vision of what it is that you want, you understand that clarity is the key, right? Because your mind is a goal-seeking mechanism. Write that down. My mind is a goal-seeking mechanism. And if you don't have clarity in your goal, your mind is not going to know where to take you, right? So my mind is a goal-seeking mechanism. Therefore, I need clarity in my goal. I need to tell my mind where I want to go. So number 1, a very clear vision, a very clear goal. And we like big, C-type goals, which I'm going to share with you in a moment. Number 2, Brian and I will be talking to this tomorrow. Understand yourself. Understand yourself and your marvelous mind. So understand yourself and your marvelous mind. If you do not understand yourself and your marvelous mind, first of all, you will never understand the potential that lies within you. And secondly, you will not understand how to change it for the better. So you have literally been programmed to be the person that you are today. You haven't even started to tap in to the enormous potential within you. And tomorrow we're going to go into what that means exactly and how to start changing it. Number 3, creating a super powerful self-image that matches the goal that you want. Studies, decades of studies show that if you do not change the self-image within yourself, so the way that you see yourself, so if you do not change it to match your vision or your goal, you will not achieve that goal. You'll stay where you've always been. So self-image is the key. Change your self-image and change your results. I want you to write that in the chat box. I'm going to change my self-image to change my results. And number 4 is one of the first things I learned from Bob Proctor. Every time I think of this, I get chills down my spine, literally, even now. And that was in 2017. I will be sharing my story with you during these sessions, so you'll understand exactly what I mean. And Bob Proctor said, winners make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Losers make decisions slowly and change them quickly. I'm just getting goosebumps now, because that changed my life. I did not want to leave a senior role with a $150,000 package and be a loser. So I want you to write that down. Winners make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Losers make decisions slowly and change them quickly. So number 4 is making decisions like a winner, making decisions to match your success. Write that down. I've got to learn to make decisions that match my success. Now, the next 5 days will not always be comfortable. They're not going to be comfortable for you all of the time. I encourage you to persist anyway. If we sat here and just made you feel good all the time, we would not be doing our job. In order to change, it takes discomfort. In order to change, we need to start to make some decisions that we haven't made before. We need to start to think differently. So let's go back to our number 1 thing in the 4 building blocks. Who can remember the number 1 thing? Johnny said, winners make decisions quick. Absolutely. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny's the best. He brings such a great energy wherever he is. So I'm going to change my, yes, clear vision. Oh my God, you guys have got such good memory. Absolutely. Absolutely. Clear vision. Okay. So our coaching program is friggin' extraordinary. Who here is in Success Magnet? And would you agree that it's extraordinary? Isn't it the best program ever? And the only reason why I bring that up is because our programs, everything that we coach people through is based on law. Okay, it's based on law, right? The universal laws. And the reason why we do that is because you are guaranteed success. Okay, so for example, the law of gravity. Who here understands? Yeah, isn't it amazing? Success magnet is amazing. It really is. Make a decision. Yes. So who here understands the law of gravity? I think we've got an engineer here who might understand the law of gravity. I certainly do not understand the law of gravity, okay? But I know 100% of the time, if I let go of this pen, it's going to drop, right? Okay. Is there any chance in the world that if I let go of this pen, it will start to float? Is there any way that this pen will start to float? If I let go of it now, will it start to float? No. No, Gary says no. No. What about if I let go of it? Would it start to rise? No. Okay. So we know every single one of us, even though we don't understand the law of gravity, I certainly don't, right? I know that 100% of the time, if I let go of this pen, it will drop 100% of the time. What does this have to do with your success? What does this have to do with your success? It has everything to do with your success, because the same laws that apply to gravity and this pen apply to your success, okay? So I want you to write down, please. My success is not by luck. It is by law. Write that down. My success is not by luck. It is by law. My success is not by luck. It is by law. So what is the first law? What is the first law? The universal law and the law of success. For my clients, please don't answer this because you already know it. let's get everyone else thinking and excited about the answer. Okay, so let's just keep it a secret for just one moment. What is the first law of success? My success is not by luck, it's by law. So the first universal law, so the fundamental law of laws is energy is, okay, but we're not going to go into that with the confidence code because that requires some depth. So the first law is order. Write this down, okay? Order. So nature's first law, success first law. Exactly, Gary. Gary knows what he's talking about, a clear vision. That's what we're going to get onto, right? So the first law is order. Think about nature. If I was to plant a pink apple seed in the ground, and I nurtured that seed. I fed it, I gave it really good soil, minerals, water, I gave it love. And one day that seed grew into a beautiful tree. Would that tree grow bananas? Would I get bananas out of that tree if it was a pink lady apple seed? Are you all thinking? No, absolutely not. Would I get tomatoes? Absolutely no. Would I get Granny Smith apples? Would I get Granny Smith apples if I planted a pink lady seed? No. The only thing that you will get if you nurture the tree is pink lady apples. And when you nurture, when you have, so the DNA in that seed has absolute clarity. Absolute clarity. There is not one little bit of confusion in that seed, right? Nature's first law. Nature's first law. So this is exactly the way your mind works. What do you want? What do you really, really want? None of you have paid $97 because you've got nothing better to do. None of you have shown up here because you've got all the time in the world. Every single one of you that has invested in this program is here for a reason. Every single one of you wants to break through. Every single one of you knows that there is something great inside you. Every single one of you wants to serve the world in your own way. And serving the world might be advocating for clients that are buying property. Serving the world might be having clients that want to break through hypnosis, energy healing. Serving the world might be having a beauty company with cosmetics. We're all different, right? We're all different in what we want. But when our potential is at play, we all have the same potential. Success laws work for everyone, whether it is that you want to have a better family and relationships, or a company that soars through the world and creates significant change to every human being. You have the exact same potential within you that Bob Proctor had, that Steve Jobs had, that anyone that you admire has, Nelson Mandela. But the first question is, what do you want? What do you want? If you could have anything, absolutely anything, what would that be? What would that be? Now, we are so conditioned. We are so conditioned to think from what we can't. Think from our limits. Most of our limits, 99% of our limits, are actually lies. And we are conditioned not to have big goals. I don't know about you guys, but if you grew up in Melbourne, Australia, right? We have this thing called the tall poppy syndrome. I don't know if you have it in India or, in the States. And anybody that says they want to do something great, in a flash, they're knocked down. Oh, who do you think you are? Right? Who do you think you are to have that? Who's experienced that? I certainly have. I remember in primary school, for God's sake, we were in primary school. And anyone that said something nice about themselves and they're going to have a great future, they were knocked down immediately. Oh, you're a love-me-do, right? We're also conditioned by TV, by the news, bad news, telling us there is a crisis and you can't have this and you're going to fail if you go into business and all of this stuff. We've been conditioned to focus on what we can't. Yet the crazy thing about that is that conditioning, most of that conditioning has come down from generation to generation to generation and has absolutely nothing to do with us. My background, my beautiful background was peasant farmers, right? I love my family. I love my background. But they were conditioned to think responsible. You never go into business. This is what you can achieve, a small house with a small family, and don't go too high up. Okay? Who can relate to that? Right? So therefore, because of this conditioning, we never learnt to tap in to what we really want. Another conditioning is you have to finish your education. Now, there's nothing wrong with education, okay? But I'm getting to a point here. So I know with my beautiful parents, and I'm so grateful, they just kept feeding in, you're smart, you've got to go to uni, you're going to be a doctor. Never wanted to be a doctor, okay? Never wanted to be a doctor, always wanted to do what I'm doing now. But what that taught me was you have to be educated to be successful. And I really quickly learned that most of the people that I managed that had an education weren't very successful, okay? So we are conditioned to think a certain way, but also what that does is you take someone else's goal and not have yours, right? What is it that you want? Where are you going to be in 12 months' time? What if I could wave a magic wand? Here's my magic wand. Ooh, the law of gravity wand, right? I can wave my magic wand and you can have it. What would that be for you? What would that be for you? I want you to get out of the conditioning and play. Please play. Okay, when you play, you start to get ideas. And in order to actually tap into what you want with layers and layers and layers of conditioning, years and years of conditioning, we have to let go of our head, of the thoughts that come in saying, you can't do that, you're not good enough. Who are you to think that? And start to connect with our heart. Okay? So the way that I recommend that you do this, I'm giving you homework. We're going to give you homework every night. Okay. Now, I know the incredible Johnny has been writing and writing. He's doing the 90-day challenge. Ask me about the 90-day challenge at some point, and I'll let you know what it is. But he's writing out his goal over again, twice a day. And so he can't have too much more homework. So don't worry, Johnny, we don't have a lot of homework, but this is what is going to really help you. Just a little bit of homework every day if you promise to do it. So tonight's homework, what I really want you all to do, promise me you will do it. Good on you, Johnny. That's the way, Sharon. So I want you all to really relax, get into a relaxed state, whatever that is for you. You might go for a walk in nature. You might listen to music. You might do a meditation. Start to ask yourself, if I can have anything I want, what could that be? What would that be for me? And connect to your heart. And start to write a list. Okay? Start to write a list. This is so important. So important. And anything that comes up, write it down, even if it's impossible. Because I tell you from experience, I will never, ever tell you to be, do, or have anything that I have not experienced. But I tell you from experience, if you do this, the impossible will not only become possible, it will become yours. I promise you. I promise you, anything is possible for you. It was not that long ago that I was in a job, just over 7 years ago. And I would be driving. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps every time I share this story. I'd be driving to work in traffic, and I wasn't in my car. I was on the stage with Bob Proctor, the legend Bob Proctor. And I was friends with him. In my imagination, in my heart, that's what my heart really wanted. Every single morning and every single night. And I did not tell a single soul about my vision. It was crystal clear. This is what I mean. You need a crystal clear vision. And we're working on this. We're going to get one, right? You are going to have one. And I would imagine that I was on stage with him, and him and I were best friends. We were great friends. And I'd be working with him. He did not even know I existed at the time. And I did not tell anyone my big impossible dream, because I knew anyone I would tell, they'd say, who do you think you are? You're just a senior manager in, XYZ organization. You've never done that before. So I did not dare tell anyone. And sometimes you get that. Some people, friends might not say anything. They might say, oh, that's good. But that energy that it says, oh, who do you think you are? And for that reason, I didn't share it with anyone. And lo and behold, not only did I become one of Bob's top people, I'd have emails from my incredible Bob Proctor every single day coming to me. We were friends. And now, because of that dream, I sit here in front of you, and I don't only offer my service, but you are all going to get to know Bob Proctor's son, Brian, and one of his top people, Chris. So imagine if I didn't allow myself to dream. Imagine if the first person that I felt that energy from that negative energy, I stopped. Imagine if I stayed at work because it was safe. None of us would be here now. I would not have fulfilled my dream. I would not be serving you now, and you would not get the benefit of my lifetime experience in this field, but also Brian Proctor's lifetime experience, being the son of Bob Proctor, and Chris Murray's experience, also decades of experience in this field. So I don't share that to impress you. I share that so that you realize the potential within you, because there is no difference between you and I. We may look different. We may have had different upbringings, but ultimately our potential is the same. So please do stay with me. Please do stay with us for the next 5 days, because you're going to see a change in you, and you're going to see a bigger and better version of you emerging. It's those that commit, those that show up, that see the difference. So your homework tonight is to go through your workbook, just session 1, answer the questions, and then think about, what is it that I want? What is it that I really want? Play, get into a relaxed state, drive if that's for you. I used to drive and get into that state. Listen to music. Do not allow anything to stop. If it feels impossible, write it down, because it's meant to be yours. You have greatness within you. I want you to think about, what have I learned about myself? What is it that I really, really want? I could have anything. And what is my definition of confidence? What is my definition of success? Because it's your definition that matters. It's not how I see success. I have my goals. You are here for you, and we are here for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been a blessing to be here with you all. I absolutely love what I do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, Tom, you didn't know my story, did you? I'm going to share more of my story. I love my story, and I love telling it because it inspires people's socks off, and then they start to change within themselves. So remember to book your session with Chris Murray. If you want to get the most of this, show up every day. Do the bit of work that we tell you to. Book your session with Chris. Those 3 things, okay? Complete the workbook, okay? Those 3 things. And if you want to watch the recordings, they will be available soon in the portal, okay? Now, I have gone live just for this one session. You're not going to get any more than this if you haven't paid for it. No, no, no. You get this. If you pay, you deserve to win. That's what Bob taught me, okay? Do not expect success for free. The journey is never for free, because you are worthy of much more. Okay, so I went live in the Millionaire Roundtable just for this one session. If you want to jump on board and make a change like everyone else here today that has paid the $97, it's not too late to jump on board. Tomorrow we have my incredible friend, my incredible mentor, my big brother, Brian Proctor, and I adore him dearly, and I cannot wait to have him on the session with myself, with all of you. You are going to absolutely love Brian. I remember Bob on stage saying over and over again, and even we used to have small meetings with Bob Proctor, about 10 of us, 10 of his best, 15 of us in a room, called the Millionaire Roundtable. And he would say, I heard Bob say so many times, if you know my son Brian and you don't like him, then you have a problem, because he is the nicest person you'll ever meet. And absolutely he is. He has been my friend from day one in this journey, a dear friend. He has been my mentor. Tom says he really is. My success magnets that are here would agree. They all have got to meet him. And you all get to spend some time with him too. And make sure you also spend some time with Chris, because success magnets, Isn't Chris just amazing? Oh my God. He's gone in and tried to help everybody and giving them information about business and how to break through and everything. And we're all here to support you. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you all tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But most of all, I cannot wait to see who you are at the end of this week. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Suzana.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody.